Hello everyone. This may seem a bit different from my usual content, but today we're going to be discussing an obscure issue. Appmer's staged Minecraft death. Now you're probably wondering, who is Appmer? Appmer is an obscure YouTuber who mostly focuses on commentary videos. However, by popular request, he made a Minecraft series that lasted for 2 episodes. I know what you're thinking. Why would it last for only 2 episodes? Well, I'm going to be discussing all of this in this video. Special thanks to Distant Pulse for some information on this, and without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so where am I going to start with this? Well, we're mostly going to focus on episode 2, as that's when his actual death takes place, but we'll also briefly gloss over episode 1, since some things happen in there that will explain things that happen later. First off, in episode 1, Appmer has clearly expressed his distaste towards the game as he thinks that Microsoft has added in a lot of things that are deemed unnecessary.
Microsoft did so much shit to this game, things that don't seem necessary, essentially.
Second of all, he also anticipates that the series is going to be boring from the literal beginning.
Guys, this series is most likely going to be boring, so...
And the most damning part of all of this? Appmer begins to go mining, and barely even a minute in, he gets bored and stops the episode.
Like, come on, guys, you don't want this as content, do you? Just, come on. Don't make me suffer. I'm not enjoying myself. Screw this, I'm gonna go back up. This is taking too long, this is way too boring. I'm pretty sure even you guys are getting bored at this point.
So, what does any of this from episode 1 prove? Well, this shows that he's bored with the game, doesn't really like the game, and also isn't making very much progress in the game. So at this point, it would be very likely that he'd want to just get the series over with in one swoop. And that's exactly what he does. On to episode 2.
It's diamonds!
Right off the bat, he finds diamonds, which seems extremely unlikely considering how long he actually dug for in episode 1. Plus, the 3 ores being in one branch, while it is technically possible, it's kinda hard to come by. He also spends barely any time going back up the staircase, and while he does jump cut a lot and we don't know if he actually mined for the diamonds, it's very likely that he just went into creative mode and then spawned them in himself, considering how long he went in episode 1. After all, he does have operator status on this world. Plus, right before the scene with the diamonds, there's a visible jump cut, and not only is it already mined out to show the diamonds, but there's a torch next to it, so clearly he couldn't have possibly have missed those 2 diamonds. What's even more suspicious about this whole thing is that before this entire scene with the diamonds, he says,
"There's some good to this, don't worry, there is."
While the diamonds part is a lot more minor compared to a staged death, it does go to show that Appmer is beginning to give up on the entire series. But enough of that, let's go over the death. First off, he actually mentions that he was preemptively looking into a ravine before the video, which if you guys know already, just so happens to be where he dies.
I discovered there's this huge, like, little mine shaft thing, or whatever you want to call it. There's just this huge cave where I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get a lot of loot out of. I have made it a new rule for this game that if I die, then I'm gonna stop the Let's Play.
As you can see right here, right after he brings up the ravine, which he just so happens to die in, he brings up the 1 death rule. So what this clearly means is that he's been planning to die from the beginning. Anyways, later in the video, he actually visits the ravine, and before he enters, he says this.
Remember, if I die, that means there's no going back. What? That doesn't mean I'm gonna purposely die just to end this series or something. No, that would be too crude for me.
And this is the big giveaway. I'm sorry, but what Appmer just said just speaks for itself. Before I continue, I want you to make note that Appmer can clearly see that those 2 iron ores right there have nothing beneath them. This will be very important later.
I did it! Wouldn't it be funny if I just died right here though? That would be a fucking godsend if I died.
Do I even need to say anything about this? Not only is he saying that it would be a godsend if he died, but he even put text up saying foreshadowing.
Oh well, I didn't, and now I gotta carry on. Ah! Oh god! Oh god! Oh my god! Oh my god! No! 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 Oh! Oh my god! Where's the fucking water? Where is actually the water right now? No! No! No!
Let's rewind and break down this entire thing. First, he preemptively looks into the ravine before any of this, showing that he knows that he would probably die in it considering how dangerous it is. Then, before bridging over, he can clearly see that these two iron ores have nothing beneath them. So what he proceeds to do is to once again further hint towards his death, which makes it even more suspicious, and then mine the iron that has nothing below it and then fall. Now I know some of you might think that this whole idea that he preemptively saw the iron ore and then purposely fell through it seems a bit far-fetched. However, this next part is a dead giveaway. As you can see, when he's falling, there is water clearly right next to him. So all he has to do is swim up and then jump onto the water. But instead, he swims under the water and then starts going crazy. And to make it seem like he's not purposely dying, he says,
Where is actually the water right now?
Which makes his reaction and death seem even more fake than it already is.
Well, the series is over now. Goodbye.
Alright, so I think you guys get the point. He got bored of Minecraft and decided to stage his own death in order to end the series. The reason why he even decided to make this in-depth analysis is because even to this day, he still refuses to admit that his death was staged, despite it being incredibly obvious and also the video being made quite a while ago. But I have nothing else to say about this, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and remember, don't fake your own Minecraft deaths.